Click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to never miss another update.
Scientist Ibn Al-Baitar has visited many places since his early youth. From Andalusia, his homeland, he moved around to Morocco, then to Algeria. After that he went to Tunisia. He lived in Egypt for a while, and from it he set off to Damascus. Then he continued this long journey by going to Greece and Anatolia, where he examined plants in their natural habitats, and studied them thoroughly and performed his experiments and researches on them. In addition to that, he wrote specialized books in botany.
Master Ibn Al-Baitar,
what is the matter?
here are the plant samples that you asked me to bring.
Okay. Put them there, please.
What is the matter, Master? You look occupied. May I help you?
I have been interested in the researches of the great scientist, Dioscorides, ever since I came to Anatolia. In spite of being an ancient scientist, he was one of the most distinguished people in this region, or even in the whole world in the field of medicine and pharmacy.
Yes. He is a very famous scientist, and he wrote a book of 5 chapters on everything that he knows about drugs.
My tutor, Abu al-Abbas ibn al-Rumya, read out this book and explained it to me. He even wrote a book and entitled it The Explication of the Pharmacy of Dioscorides and Galen, and pointing out the delusions of our translators. But I'm thinking of writing another book to translate and explain it.
Since a book like this already exists, why do you want to exert yourself in writing another book that resembles it?
It won't resemble it, as I'll follow another methodology in translating the book. I'll mention every term in the Greek language, translate it to Arabic, and then define it by the knowledge that Allah has granted me, to simplify the information in it for beginners in botany and pharmacy, and help them to understand it.
Pardon me, Master Ibn Al-Baitar. You have interest in experiments and studies, so why do you waste your time writing books? You can take advantage of this time to perform more researches. Won't this be of more use?
What I'm doing now is also useful. It will benefit many upcoming generations of knowledge seekers. A scientist's role isn't limited to making new discoveries. He also must play a role in transferring what he learned from the predecessors to the successors.
What a demanding task, sir.
It is still an enjoyable one for me.
Being a scientist, Ibn Al-Baitar knew the magnitude of the responsibility falling on his shoulders, and he carried it out the way he's supposed to. After a long journey across the countries of the world, Ibn Al-Baitar returned to Damascus, where he decided to reside for the rest of his life.
Did you benefit from your trips the way you hoped for, sir?
Alhamdulillah, O Ahmed. You know, every day I learned something new, and discovered things that I had never thought that I would ever discover. I have a surprise for you, O Ahmed.
What is it, Master?
You know that for a doctor, a botanist is irreplaceable, as the later compounds, formulations and medications that former prescribes for his patients.
This is true.
This was what impelled me to author this book.
What is this? Al-Mughni fi al-Adwiya al-Mofrada?
Yes. It is a book which I divided to 20 chapters. And I've collected in it the drugs that I've learned, those which are indispensable for any doctor. I've also classified the drugs according to the organ that it treats in a simple way, and I've demonstrated all of this concisely. I suppose that it will be a useful book for both doctors and medical students.
You suppose? This is one of the most important books ever published. Thank you, eminent scientist. How dedicated you are to knowledge, and how much you are concerned about the interest of the learners.
After the return of Ibn Al-Baitar to Damascus, he continued his experiments and researches, with the same enthusiasm that he started with when he was a young man.
Are you still in your laboratory, Master?
Yes, Ahmed. Is there something that you want?
I want you to have some rest.
I find my rest in work. And I have to finish these experiments soon, as I still have another set of experiments that I must finish.
If you may allow me, sir, I have an advice for you, and pardon me if I'm exceeding the proper limits.
Exceeding the proper limits. On the contrary, you have to advise me and notify me whenever you see it necessary, so tell me what you have.
Wouldn't it be better to dedicate yourself to teaching now? As you have written many books and theses in botany, and you've read lots and lots of reference books and ancient books, you have performed hundreds of experiments. What's the point of performing an experiment that the predecessors had performed and written its results before you do?
Don't forget that I'm performing new experiments, as the knowledge and potential that we have now surpasses what was available for the predecessors. But I'm not denying that I'm performing experiments that others performed before me. I'm doing it to ensure the validity of the experiment and the accuracy of its results. I'm accountable to my students for what I'm saying to them, and therefore I must verify it, and I can't verify except through experiments.
What about these books that you are authoring? The predecessors wrote books that you yourself used as references.
The works of the ancient aren't suffice, and they are too ambiguous to present to the students. This is why they must be corrected and completed so that they can get the most out of them. Let's take this book as an example. This book is entitled The Canon of Medicine. It was authored by Ibn Sina. It is one of the most important books in medicine. It is important for doctors, but a botanist needs a more detailed, specialized book. In this book, Ibn Sina paid attention to the study plants, and he took a general approach in explaining it, like its accurate morphology, that distinguish it from other plants, and he mentioned where it grows, while I focus on the medical properties of each plant, and its use in the remedy and cure of diseases, and I specify the medical benefits of each plant separately. Knowledge is a long road, O Ahmed, and every scientist who crosses this road must leave a trace to enlighten the road for those who will cross the road after him. Just like this scientist was guided by traces that the predecessors had left.
I understand, Master, I understand.
Ibn Al-Baitar was able to compound drugs, and no one else in his age was able to precede him in this area.
This plant is called chicory, and I've discovered numerous medical and pharmaceutical uses for it, but my most important discovery is that it can help to cure malignant tumors that grows in the body.
This is great. Coming.
You wait here.
Sir, I'm the woman who...
I remember you, madam. You wanted a drug for your son who has fever.
Yes, and he also has a cough now. I went to all the doctors like you asked me to, and their drugs didn't cure him.
Drugs helps in curing, madam, but Allah alone is the healer. We're just trying to help the body to heal. Here, take this.
What is this? Spinach?
Yes, it has an antipyretic effect, and it also cures chest inflammation. If he doesn't get better by tomorrow, take him to the Al-Nouri by Maristan, and there you'll find the ultimate care, by the will of God.
Thank you, sir.
Why didn't you prescribe her a medication, Master?
Diagnosis is the doctor's job, and I don't want people to rely on any person who handles herbs and ask him for medication. If this happened, it may endanger some of them. It is a trust. A human's health and life is a trust, and we shouldn't take it lightly.
The contemporary acknowledged the importance and the knowledge of Ibn Al-Baitar. His name was immortalized in the history of science, even after centuries of his death. Orientalists said about him, Ibn Al-Baitar is one of the prodigies of botany, as his book Al-Gami contained all the sciences of his time, and it was a masterpiece that indicates a scientific mind. Not only did he examine, study and scrutinize 150 reference books, which were written by the predecessors and which he relied on to do his researches, he toured the world, looking for medical herbs, to see them himself, verify them, and perform his experiments on them, until he reached a point where he could invent 300 new drugs. He mentioned their names, methods of administration, and possible substitutes. All of these are indications to how the brain of this genius man functioned.